right here on the Muskegon channel. I am Andy O'Reilly. Dave Cackley is over there in his own little world as usual, and he's just happy to be skipping along through life. And
I'm happy to be alive this morning.
Uh-oh. Tell me what went on.
Almost died.
Okay.
Literally on my way into work. I'm on M37, roughly 3 miles from home, and this car passes the other guy in a no passing zone.
Uh-oh.
And he was 10 feet in front of me going 60. With my amazing driving skills, I swerve right, almost hit the barricade on the side, swerve back left, maintain my lane,
Whoa.
avoid disaster.
Wow.
And you know what I'm immediately thinking after this? No joke. Immediately thinking.
Okay, what were you immediately thinking?
Where would my have death ranked in top stories on ZZM?
Oh, man.
Would it be right behind the M6 reconstruction, or would it have vaulted ahead? I think it would have vaulted ahead.
You think?
I would think, ZZM traffic reporter, fatal head-on collision, that would be number one in top stories. I would hope. What do you think?
You see, I think it would go unreported.
Now,
I'll tell you why.
You're being ridiculous. Why?
I'll tell you why it would go unreported, because there'd be no traffic reporter. Think about it. They got nobody there to report on traffic. They'd be sitting there scratching their head going, what happened? How do we talk about this? They don't know. They don't have anybody of your caliber to immediately jump in there and talk about an accident that took out the traffic guy. So it would be a few days.
I disagree.
Till they found somebody else that would work for $8 an hour and come in and talk about traffic. It would take a few days.
Dude, I think you are totally missing the boat on this. I think there would be tears on set. I think emotions would be running high.
I'm not saying that they wouldn't.
I'm just
saying
somber.
That it would take a few days to find somebody to come in and report, to find a traffic reporter to come in and report on the dead traffic reporter. Regular reporters can't touch the kind of work you do.
I know it's hard. I mean,
who's going to call dispatch, right? I mean, those 3 phone numbers, not everybody knows those. Who has access to the Twitter account?
Nobody.
And then who on earth has got the cojones to actually go on television and say, "Hey, look, you're not supposed to do any distracted driving, but if you do, make sure you're checking your Twitter account because I'll be tweeting." I'm just saying, it takes time to fill the gaps. Plus, then you got to hang the black veil over the door of the TV station, all the kind of stuff you got to do when a traffic reporter dies. There's a lot to think about there, Dave. You got to go into the period of mourning. You got to, just visiting traffic reporters. I mean.
Yeah. Well, that's what I wonder. Would the guys on the competing stations?
Yeah, you're gonna have to have
would Rob with 2B's Westaby have a black armband?
Say Westaby's going to have to come over and fill in for a day.
Would Tom Hillen shave his beard? I don't know what would happen.
They'll have to send somebody up from WWMT in Kalamazoo's. Well, I'm glad you're alive, and thank God. And you know what? As I've always said, to hell with those drunk drivers at 3 o'clock in the morning.
And that must have been the case.
Right.
I mean, that was just insane. 'Cause I was not expecting. You're not expecting that. I've never dealt with that in my life. But yet, once again, my superior driving skill.
Right. Mario Andretti
right,
quality.
left. Oh, it was.
You were bobbing and weaving.
Reflexes, man. It's just instinct, reflexes, and skill.
Have you had a chance to tell this story yet, or did they keep you from telling it on television?
I told it to Aaron. He didn't seem all that impressed.
No? Well, count me in as impressed, okay?
Okay. I appreciate that.
Where the weather guy has failed you yet again, here's your friend Andy back for, the third or fourth go-around we've had at this? From you getting yourself dismissed or us getting fired together or however many times we've had a downfall. Here I am yet again.
Thanks for being there for me.
Coattails right behind me. You happily riding along. That's cool. It's good.
Can I do the news now?
Well,
are you going to just berate me and disparage
my
berating
you at all.
career
I'm
choice?
Just saying I'm happy to have you there.
Okay.
And alive, for that matter.
Okay. Do you want to talk about your weekend, or are you still
Let me ask you this.
covering from my story?
Did you poop a little?
Ooh, what are you talking about?
When you had your big near miss this morning?
No, I did not.
You didn't?
No.
So you didn't grease your shorts or anything?
Nope, not at all.
Well, good for you. Good for you.
Which
my
is good.
weekend. Let's see, my weekend. What did I do?
So I set the bar pretty high because I almost died.
I really can't.
You can't really top me almost dying.
So, all right, well, then lead right into the news with that.
All right, let's do it. Republican Senator John McCain said Sunday that the GOP health care bill is on course for failure. Quote, my view is that it's probably going to be dead. Senators are scheduled to return from recess this week, several voicing criticism of the bill while in their home states. Why are they on recess? Why aren't they trying to hammer this thing out?
Well, because they need a break. They've been killing themselves
for weeks.
Weeks. Oh.
God. What else is going on? Senator Chuck Schumer is urging regulators to look into snortable chocolate, a powder he says he's worried could be harmful and is being marketed like a drug. Forget the healthcare situation. Let's talk about kids snorting Nesquik. That makes sense. Democrat is asking the FDA to investigate the use of caffeine in inhalable foods such as the so-called Coco Loco. Schumer says that there are too many unanswered questions about a product pitched under the innocent-sounding name of chocolate. I mean, to me, this is just whippets taken to another level.
No, you know what? I don't know anything about these things. It's the first I've ever heard of them. But if you're inhaling anything granulated, that doesn't belong in your lungs.
No, absolutely not.
It doesn't.
But isn't this like natural selection? Herd kind of thinning itself out? I mean, if you're that dumb and you're doing that...
well, but you got to protect the dummies. That's what government's there for.
Is it? Should it? I don't know. What else is happening? Michigan lawmakers have introduced bills that would regulate fantasy sports. There we got kids snorting Nesquik, and now we move on to fantasy sports. Thank God that our lawmakers are taking up these heavy topics. This is really super important. Anyway, these would regulate fantasy sports in our state. Republicans Jim Tedder and Aaron Miller co-sponsored the legislation. The bills affirm that fantasy sports services like FanDuel and DraftKings are legal. They also prohibit fantasy sports tied to high school or college events. So you can't have a high school fantasy team. That would be illegal. We can't have you gambling on. Who cares? It's fantasy. I don't care.
Yeah.
Good God, this is so dumb.
I don't understand the whole fantasy thing at all. So it doesn't.
I was into it. I've been doing fantasy football on and off literally since like 1990. So
really,
I get it, but at the same time, we don't need government regulation in fantasy sports or in whether or not kids want to snort chocolate. Okay. I don't care. Yeah. This is dumb. Finally, it was a record-breaking weekend for breast cancer awareness in Muskegon. The third annual Stand Up for the Cure paddleboard fundraiser took place Saturday at Harbor Town Beach. The event raised thousands of dollars for breast cancer awareness, education, diagnostics, and research. 700 participated, breaking last year's record by 150. Did you check this out at all?
We did a story on it. Thanks for watching.
Yep. I'm so, dude. I was relaxing over the weekend. I was off the grid.
This came out late last week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So again, thanks for tuning in. That's big of you. They topped the $1 million mark this over 3 events. 3 years now.
Awesome.
They did over $1 million. So we did the story on it. We had Diane and Sean on. They do a great story down at the beach there, and it's a great event. So very exciting.
Have you ever done paddle boarding? I've seen people do it, and
I see these people on the stand-up paddle boards, and I think to myself, I think that looks absolutely awful. There's no way in hell I'd want to do that. And I applaud the people that do.
Yeah.
I think it looks like something that if they're into it, then great. I think of trying to balance my fat ass on top of one of those combined with paddling myself around. And I think, God invented motors for boats for a reason.
Right.
And boats with chairs for a reason,
There you go.
I just can't. I can't see myself trying to stand up on a big surfboard and paddle around. No.
I don't know. See, I think you're shortchanging yourself. I think you have that ability. I think you have that skill.
I think I might, but is it one I'm going to exercise? No, I'm really not. I have the ability to walk. Guess what?
Okay.
There's a V8 Ford sitting out in the parking lot.
But you've got the bad foot, so I would think paddleboarding would be.
Imagine me standing on a paddleboard for.
Well, you're just standing there. You don't actually have to move your feet. You just have to move. You got that upper body strength.
And then just what if, Dave? Just what if? Okay, you had your near car accident. Scary stuff.
Yes.
What if a wave came along and took me out to the middle of Lake Michigan?
Here's a topic for discussion then.
Okay, all right.
Whose death would rank first in top stories, yours or mine?
Oh, yours.
I would think since I'm an employee here, I think my death would rank higher.
Dude, I think if I died tomorrow, nobody would even notice.
Oh my God, are you kidding?
Seriously.
The city of Muskegon would shut down.
Oh no.
It would know. It would stop.
Nobody
People would
even
stop.
know.
No.
I mean, it would just
nobody
be
would get out of their homes.
He's gone.
No.
Seriously.
It would. Dude, you are completely. You shortchange me, and then you shortchange you.
You know what I would see happening tomorrow if I died tomorrow, or even today for that matter. Here's what would happen: there would be a sigh of relief because that guy that wanted all the attention is gone, and then there would be the road would be blistered all the way to the bank with Cindy with an insurance policy. I mean, because it is time to cash in, boy. I mean, if I end up under 6 feet under, she's got it made.
Okay.
Seriously.
God. What is wrong with you?
One of those guys that's worth more dead than alive. You're looking at him, pal, big time.
Clippers fall 3-2. Tigers win. They beat Cleveland 5-3. Cubs lose. Huge. They give up 10 runs. John Lester gave up 10 runs in the first inning.
God.
Now I think it's like the only the third or fourth time that's happened since 1900. 117 years. They lose 14-3 to the Pirates. That is sports.
All right, Dave. Have yourself a great Monday, and we will talk to you tomorrow.
See ya.